How's it going, everybody? I'm Jeff Slakey. I'm at Grapeview School District, hanging out with the Superintendent, Gerry Grubbs. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. It's a beautiful day here in Grapeview.
It's nice to meet you, and we are at the home of the Gators.
Yes.
And it's kind of my time of the year to go around to the different school districts in Mason County and kind of just see how things have been progressing over the summer and how we're moving ahead into this school year. And you're relatively new to this position as well, right?
Yes. So I did my internship, my superintendent internship here with Kurt Hilliard.
Yeah.
And he was a very seasoned, very experienced superintendent who was just working part-time. And so he took me under his wing, and I was here for a couple of years working with him and as an intern, and they liked me. So they asked me to stay when Kurt retired, and which I did. Last year I was here a couple of days a week, and they still liked me, so they expanded my contract a little bit. So I've been here about 4 years altogether,
Sure.
two of them.
And then what's your background in education overall?
Most all of my educational experience has been here in the ESD 113 region. I started in Tumwater as a special education teacher at the middle school, and then I moved to the elementary and did reading specialist and special education, and decided to move into administration.
Yeah.
And I got a job in Rochester School District. It was kind of a crazy job. Half of my day I was at an elementary school, and the other half I was at Maple Lane Detention Facility.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a fun job. I liked it, got me great experience, and then I've kind of just moved on through different roles. My most recent role was with the ESD, and I was the principal of their Open Doors program, which is for dropout recovery in our region, which is also serves Shelton, Mason County. Yeah.
When I got here a little early, and I was just doing some reading beforehand, and I could hear the sounds of the kids having fun at recess.
Yes.
It's got to be
Isn't it
nice
great?
to get that back going with the school year starting up.
Yeah, well, many adults you talk to, you ask them their favorite subject, they'll say recess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's so many wonderful lessons, life lessons, right, that are learned at recess. And it's so good for them in lots of different ways to get out and play and interact and be physical. And it helps, there's the lessons there. And then that obviously translates into better learning in the classroom when they get out and get their wiggles out.
What's kind of your mantra when it comes to the overall education of the student here, of the Gator here at Grapeview, and how you want to see their time as a student kind of towards the end? What are some goals that you would like to pass on to them?
So what I've noticed in this community is they really value education.
Yeah.
These students do good. They have good attendance, although COVID was a little bit different.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're good
about that.
Yes, they are. They have solid attendance and solid scores. Our families value this place. They see it as kind of a gym.
Yeah.
Not as a JIM, but a gym, a diamond, if you will, in the woods, where we have lots of families that choice into our school because they know of our reputation. So the motto is working together to achieve and inspire. And I think that's really descriptive of what the attitude and climate here is at Grapeview.
One thing I noticed, and I probably saw it, and I had to have seen it the last time I came here, but one thing that stood out is when you come into the beautiful campus, are the silhouettes of the boy and girl reader at the front door, at the gate there. What do you think that does to just help reinforce reading in the community?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a sweet thing. You pull up into the gate and you see those silhouettes, and it's just descriptive of kind of our attitude, which is this is a place for children and it's a place for learning. Yeah. That's what those symbolize to me. And so we do have solid reading scores and voracious readers. We worked with the Reading Foundation this summer, and they were here every week, and we gave away thousands of books to this community, and families would show up, get free books, and we also distributed them to the classrooms as well, because we want them reading books. We love electronics, there's value in that, but there's also just that good old-fashioned ethic of holding a book and reading.
All right, so as you can see, Principal Hannah has joined us now. So as we were just talking about, Gerry and I were talking about reading and test scores and coming up into the campus and seeing the silhouettes of the kids reading there on the signage. What can you tell me as the principal here about the love of learning from the students and what you've seen in this short time here as the school year started?
Okay, so just in this school year, I see, kids have such a love for learning, and it's our job to help them find which area inspires that love. So for some students, they really want to know more about the garden or running on the trail and the field and all of these different areas that we have that are unique to our school. So we're trying to find materials and ways to support that. And an example from a few years ago when I was teaching third grade here, some of our students got really excited about building fairy houses out in because we have so much nature with this amazing trail. And so we found a whole bunch of books related to fairy houses, and they were books, nonfiction, instruction-based, books about how to build and how to construct. So we're able to tie that love for reading and literacy and phonetics into something that they were fascinated and interested by. And so those are the kinds of things that we try to do with our kids, find new ways to pull them in so that they feel connected to the learning and not just, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, but they feel that connection to something they're excited about.
One of the things that Gerry and I were talking about too was just kind of how the Grapeview School District is seen within the community, and during the COVID pandemic and after that, how families were choosing to bring their students into Grapeview. That's got to be a great feeling for you.
It's a great feeling. The pandemic was so challenging in trying to find ways to motivate the learning for us as teachers and for the students. So we did our best to be creative as much so as we could, and I think we were really successful with that in really creating menus, activities for kids so they weren't glued to the screen the whole time. We were there on the screen to offer them support and guidance, but then they had multiple activities on their day, on their menus and in their Google Classrooms that they were going and doing and reporting back to us. So trying to build that connection so the kids weren't sitting in front of the screen the entire day and were actively involved was one of our goals, and I think we did it really well.
One of the things too, let's talk about is the individual needs of students and how you both address them. We were working before I got here too, that you guys had a call to go work on deal with a student here, and how does that work when you have to have your individualized time and you guys come at it as a collaboration here?
So one of the things that I was a special education teacher, so all of my training is about addressing unique needs of a child, right? And not the whole collective, but a child. And so I think that one of the things that this school has done, and I can't claim to have created that because it was here when I got here, which is creating a wonderful balance of being able to teach to a group, but help those children flourish in their own special way. So one of the trainings that Hannah brought to us this year is UDL, Universal Design for Learning, which gives teachers strategies for taking that common instruction, that common goal, that common learning, and allowing children to approach it individually and express that learning in their own unique way. And so it's an art, and it takes training, but this school is particularly good at that, helping kids find their gift.
Yeah.
Right.
And then how do you think being able to help that one student helps everybody?
Oh, it's interesting. So, Grapeview. This is my this is my 14th year at Grapeview, but I was teaching and then in student services before. This is my first year as principal. But my favorite thing about this school is that one student is our whole school. One student is helping the whole program and the whole class because our students were so interconnected here. It really, I think it sounds cheesy when people say that their school and community is like a family, but it is here. We rise together. When one of us succeeds, we all succeed. So we come together, we rise together. I don't say we fall together because we catch each other when that happens. And that's such a special thing here because our students are not numbers. I don't like to say we have data-driven instruction. We have student-driven instruction because we know each and every one of these students. We know where their struggles are, and we know their families, how to help them and support them. And so when you help one of them, it helps all of them, and they all come together.
This is a really great conversation, and I love learning more about how different schools are moving forward. They all have kind of different ways of getting to that end goal of just enhancing the community. How is the parent involvement here? I saw some signage outside on PTA stuff, things like that.
I've been at quite a few different schools. You can see that I've been around here a little while. And I've not seen better family involvement, community involvement. It's just not just the parents. I've been at schools, like when I was on base, there'd be a few parents that were highly involved, right? And here we do have some of those, but we also have a broad base of support. We have a lot of retirees that come into our school and help because they value what we do and they want a sense of purpose as well. Yeah. And so we have quite a few retirees with a lot of depth of experience who are here every week to give to our kids.
And that's helpful to the teachers and the staff.
Big time. We can't function without our volunteers and the cohesive way that we function. We move so well through our systems thanks to our volunteers. So that was a hard thing during COVID as well. Yeah. Was the limitations on that, and so I feel like we've built back from that with our volunteer base so well, and I'm so grateful for it.
We're here at the Grapeview School District. I'm talking with new principal Hannah, new superintendent Gerry. It's great to talk with you both and learn a little bit more about this upcoming school year. We'll put the links to the website and all that in the show notes here. But another great school district here in Mason County, doing good work helping the students move forward. Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.